I gotta say, so far September's been a pretty nice month for video game releases. I just wish I had more time to play. Yo! Just as the insiders had foretold, the PlayStation 5 Pro was revealed this very week. And, of course, the first and most important question is, ¿Cuánto? How much? Now, the funny thing is, this was revealed in a 9-minute presentation hosted by Mark Cerny, lead architect, and that most important detail didn't pop up until the final few seconds, and watching it back, it is incredibly funny how, when the price is revealed, there is a shift in music that almost indicates they know this isn't good news. Yeah, you read that right. The PlayStation 5 Pro is $700 US. It's 960 Canadian dollars. It's 1,200 Australian dollars. As the Aussies would say, lith. It's not just Sony's most powerful console of all time, it is their most expensive console of all time. And that's even considering inflation, if you can trust Jeff Keighley's math. So the reveal was justifiably met with much scoffing, much PUing, a lot of nose plugging and looking the other way, and in that sense, that this is a product that most people won't ever want to buy, I think it was the right presentation. Mark Cerny showed up, he explained all the nice things the PlayStation 5 already does, and then he presented the problem with it. Many games today ask you to choose between fidelity and performance. Does this ever happen to you? He said around 3 out of 4 PlayStation players prefer to use performance mode, which I thought was kind of surprising. Because it suggests the solution to all this would really be to just tell developers to stop working on graphics so hard. But this week Mark Cerny asked you, this week he dared to dream, what if you never had to choose between performance and fidelity? What if you could have both? That is the selling point of the PlayStation 5 Pro. Is that compelling to you? Probably not, but that's how he sold it.
We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer.
Now you might be asking, hold on, how can you possibly marry fidelity and performance like that? How does it work? Mark Cerny presents the big 3. Larger CPU, advanced ray tracing, and AI-driven upscaling. Even better than regular AI-driven upscaling, it's proprietary AI-driven upscaling. We're talking about PSSR, baby. Now, I'm not a particularly technologically literate person, but I have to think that the advanced ray tracing is really just a direct result of the larger GPU. So it's really a big 2, probably a big 1, but big 3 sounds good. Mark Cerny did a good job presenting these complicated concepts to dumb people like me. Now, there was a flashier reveal trailer for the PlayStation 5 Pro that does make it feel like a bigger deal, makes this feel like more of an event, and it doesn't end with the system's cost, but with this catchphrase, "Witness Play Unleashed." That reminded me of the t-shirts that Xbox was handing out to their E3 2017 audience. The ones that said, "I witnessed the most powerful console of all time." Which, by the way, none of us got for watching this 9-minute presentation. Anyway, this week we were fortunate enough to witness Play Unleashed. It's a meaningless tagline, and it's especially meaningless because seconds later you see the usual PS5 tagline, "Play has no limits." Sony's out here posing this philosophical question to us. How can one unleash that which is already limitless? I can't figure it out. I'd like to pitch a catchphrase that I think says the same thing, but more succinctly. PlayStation 5 Pro. Appropriately unexciting. Considering this object is not an economic reality for most PlayStation users, I think it's nice it's so superfluous. It's just, in this one particular case, I think it costs that much money to buy because it costs that much money to make. It's simply the reality of this product. And in that way, it's kind of a good thing that it barely looks any different from a regular PlayStation 5. It's a good thing it's boring. And I really feel like if you have a regular PlayStation 5, you probably won't feel left behind by this product. Think about going to Disney World, right? And how expensive it is to even get into Disney World. And then every minute you spend in that park is just more and more expensive. And then when you're waiting in line for a ride, this giggling family walks by because they bought some extra fast passes that cost extra money that you're not willing to spend. I feel like this is not that kind of scenario. It's more like a roller rink that charges extra to rent the skates that have light up wheels. Most people are not going to get the light up wheels. The people who have the light up wheels seem like they're having a marginally better time, but most people are going to say, it's not worth the extra expense. I'm good with my regular wheels. And as a quick cap to this conversation, I do think one thing worth bringing up is that the PlayStation 5 Pro's reveal was probably met with a little extra apathy in that there is not a lot of excitement about the future of PlayStation software. There's not that list of games that everybody's dying to play. Look at this one more time. It's inappropriately unexciting. But I do actually think that situation might change soon. Like by the end of the month even. So I could do this whole thing where I say, Sony, if you want people excited about your console, maybe show us the games. And then in 2 weeks they do, and that take aged like milk. You know, all it would take is Donald and Goofy in Kingdom Hearts 4, and it would be over. They would end my YouTube channel. Ghost of Tsushima could show up and, you know, like burp up a sword. Everybody's talking about it, and then I look stupid. Sweet Tooth the Clown could give a kiss to a princess. And that is delayed input. I'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. So for this week in watching the PlayStation 5 Pro console reveal and all that, I was curious. I went back to watch the videos that Xbox made to promote Project Scorpio in 2016.
You told us you wanted certain things from us. You wanted power. You wanted community. You wanted choice.
We're moving Fallout 4 to VR, and to have a console that can support that at the resolution and speed that we really want, I think it's going to be magical.
That, of course, turned out to be the Xbox One X. And then 3 years later, they did another one that's almost identical for Project Scarlet.
This generation is special because we've really unlocked this new capability to connect with the characters and worlds in a way that no previous generation has allowed.
It's going to usher in resolution and frame rates that we've never seen before. Like, never seen before.
There's 13 studios, 7 in the last year. That's a big family.
And that, of course, became the Xbox Series X. But it wasn't really worth making fun of that too much because I don't feel like they would ever make a video like that again. During their showcase this year, it was a relatively low-key announcement of their hardware lineup.
In addition to all these great games, we're introducing a new all-digital Series X and expanding color and storage options across the Series X and S lineup. They'll be coming to select markets this holiday.
I feel like it's almost an acknowledgement that we know these green speckled Xbox Series X's are not going to fly off the shelves. But then I got fixated on that phrase all digital because they're treating it like it's a positive thing. Typically, all hyphen things are positive things. All new, all wheel drive, all you can eat. All star, all's good. All digital really only indicates a bad thing. There's no disk drive. It's the absence of an option, but it sounds nice. It sounds like a good thing. All digital. Cool. Then I realized they've been using that phrase for a long time. The first time was in 2020 when they made the all digital Xbox One S. And I watched this wild commercial they put out to explain the One S. It's like a mockumentary. It's almost a send-up of their very serious hardware hype commercials. You're looking at fictitious engineers explaining the thought process behind making a digital-only console. And the joke is that this should have been obvious this whole time.
Go all digital? It had never been done before. Except movies, music, books.
Welcome to the future, gamers. This makes perfect sense, actually. And I guess it kind of does. Anyway, watching all of those videos, I got recommended an Xbox One commercial starring Aaron Paul. What's funny about this is he states he's just wrapped up the role of a lifetime. I presume Jesse Pinkman. So he's here to promote the Xbox One, he's here to promote Titanfall, but he wants to reassure the audience multiple times that he is still very busy.
Whoa, Xbox, record that. I just wish I had more time to play. Yo,
Aaron, we got it. You're gonna be the star of Need for Speed. A racing movie.